My name is Dr. Mike Barnes, and I'm the founder and director of the Michael Barnes Family Institute. It's hard to believe that it's already January 12th. For those of you with a loved one who struggles with addiction and trauma, I hope 2026 is starting the way you had hoped. I hope your loved one has entered treatment and is in some form of recovery. If not, it might be time for you to take the step and move towards looking at your own recovery. Begin to look at family recovery. And I know that some of you are saying, why is he talking to me about changing? I'm not the one with the problem. Or if they would just get sober, our family can go back to normal. I want to meet you with respect and compassion on these ideas, but I also want to challenge your ideas. Because the truth is, addiction and trauma don't happen to one person in a vacuum. They impact the entire family system. So let's start with a concept that I call parallel process. The initial tasks for your loved one with a substance abuse disorder and the initial tasks for the family aren't separate. They're actually very parallel. Your loved one's recovery matters very deeply, but also family recovery is every bit as important because as the family heals, the environment becomes safer, steadier, and more supportive of sustained sobriety. So let's walk through the same fundamental decisions being made by a loved one entering treatment and a family at the same time. The first decision is, what do we believe we're dealing with? Ask yourself honestly, what's the problem? Is it addiction, trauma, both? Who has the problem? Only my loved one? Or has it affected everyone in the family? What causes it? And even more important, what keeps it going? And then the deeper layer. What are your core beliefs about the problem? Is addiction a disease? Is it a weakness? A moral failure? Here's the challenge. If we keep telling an old story, this is just bad choices, or they should be able to stop, we usually end up stuck in blame and arguments and burnout. In family therapy, we often say more of the same always results in more of the same. A more workable framework is addiction as a chronic illness. And trauma changes the brain and the nervous system. Understanding doesn't excuse harm, but it does change how we respond to it. And it opens the door to compassion with healthy boundaries. And one more to do. Reflect on your family history. Patterns of trauma and illness and mental health struggles often echo across generations, not as blame, but to provide a context for change. Next is acceptance, one of the hardest steps. Acceptance is not surrendering your hope. It's not approving of what's happening. Acceptance is facing reality with honesty. So ask yourself, wherever you're getting your information, whether it's from treatment providers, other families, or who have been through it before, or the internet, do you believe that you're being told accurate information about addiction and about trauma? Do you agree with the professionals? Is this only my loved one's issue, or is this a family disease? Many families get stuck here with a quiet belief. We're different. We don't need all of this. We don't need those meetings. We can handle this privately. I want to say this carefully, that belief isn't about strength. It's about isolation. And isolation is where this illness thrives. Acceptance means we stop negotiating with reality and we start choosing actions that match the seriousness of what's happening, the illness. Now comes the word many families hate, and that's powerlessness. Powerlessness does not mean that you don't matter, that you have the power to make choices. It means you let go of the illusion that you can control, manage, or fix someone else's addiction. A good question to ask yourself is, how have I tried to solve this? How many things have I tried? Did they work? And here's an even deeper question. What have been the costs of your self-will, this desire for control, need to be hypervigilant to yourself and to other family members? These patterns often persist because many family members are living in a trauma response, on high alert, scanning for threat, bracing for the next crisis. Powerlessness is a pivot from controlling your loved one and their drug or alcohol use to choosing what you can control: your boundaries, your responses, your support, your health, your parenting, and your peace. It's easier to try the same things over and over again. So when you talk about the need for connection and social support, family members often push back. Families often say, do I really need to connect with others? Do I really need Al-Anon and Nar-Anon? Does but clients say the same thing? Do I need to do all that stuff? If addiction and trauma have trained your family to keep secrets, minimize, and handle it internally, this step can feel pretty exposing. But healing is relation. The to do here is to build a network, therapy, groups, trusted friends, medical providers, people who can hold you up when your strength is gone. Peer support isn't just talking, it's treatment for isolation. It offers emotional relief, which creates space to tell the truth without judgment, shared knowledge, allowing for new practical coping strategies, validation, which helps family members acknowledge I'm not alone, and resilience, building on hope borrowed from others who have survived before you. Real life tools, promoting boundaries, self care, stress management, communication, and empowerment, which creates the foundation for confidence to support your loved one and protect your family. If you're skeptical, make it an experiment. Try multiple meetings before you decide. Let the evidence, not fear, shape your conclusion. Finally, I'd like to talk about perception. When families are repeatedly traumatized, perception can start driving everything. It drives what feels safe, what feels urgent, what feels possible. If your perception is the only way that I can be okay is if my loved one is okay, then you will probably live in pretty chronic fear. And here's a turning point. If we can't alter our perception of the problem, we tend to do more of the same, and we get more of the same. In closing, family recovery is the process of healing the family system, emotionally, physically, relationally, and spiritually, from the impact of addiction and trauma. It is not secondary, it is not optional, and it's not dependent on your loved one's choices today. When a loved one heals, when boundaries get clear, support gets real, and nervous systems begin to regulate, everyone has a better chance of stability, connection, and long-term recovery. So start 2026 with some new steps. Tell the truth about the impact that addiction has had on you. Get connected. Engage in therapy or with peer groups. Practice coping skills. Pause, breathe, respond. Don't react. If there's immediate danger in your home, prioritize safety and seek urgent help. Otherwise, start your own parallel process now. If you'd like more information on the Michael Barnes Family Institute, there will be a slide that will appear as soon as I'm finished talking that you can get information on how to contact us. Um, Thank you very much. Hope 2026 goes as planned. Okay, thanks.